and welcome to our viewers all around the world. I'm Lynda Kinkade. Welcome to CNN Newsroom. And we begin with breaking news, a mysterious power outage that has caused widespread chaos across Spain and Portugal. The blackout knocked out traffic lights and caused some subway systems to fail. Portugal's grid operator says electrical supply was lost across the entire Iberian Peninsula, as well as parts of France. Trains and airports have been severely impacted, as well as basic services like supermarkets and banks. The Spanish Prime Minister says power is gradually being restored, stressing there have been no security problems. He is urging patience.
Sobre las causas.
We still don't have conclusive information about the reasons for this outage. So I ask the public, as we have done in past crises, to seek information through official channels. It's best not to speculate. We'll find out the causes. We're not ruling out any hypothesis, but now we must focus on what's most important, restoring power to our homes.
Well, I want to bring in Joseph Mackett. He is the Director of Energy Security and Climate Change at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington, D.C. Good to have you with us.
Thank you, and all best wishes to those affected by this crisis.
Yeah, I mean, we were just trying to get through to one of our correspondents and can't. It's not just power that's down, it's also phone, internet access. Quite mysterious as to the cause at this point in time. What is your initial assessment?
Well, it's going to take us some time to figure out exactly what caused this crisis. These are complicated systems. When they fail like this, there's not just usually one single point of failure, but a variety of changes or effects that cause the system-wide outage. Of course, as you're experiencing with your colleagues, these are very scary and disruptive events as well.
And the scale of this outage is quite surprising, really. Not just power, internet, but this is across many countries, multiple countries. Just talk to us about how long it could take for the restoration of power.
When a system fails as deeply as this one has failed, it can take some time for all systems to come back online. Now, of course, we've already seen that the Spanish operators have been able to restore some service over the course of the afternoon, but it's a complicated endeavor. Oftentimes, regional power grids have to restart singularly. They have to be synced up, and that could take some time, days, weeks in isolated cases.
It was interesting to hear the Portuguese Prime Minister quickly rule out any sort of cyber threat. He said their intelligence service was looking at a possible cause. Where do you think this originated?
Well, we've heard no really conclusive evidence that this was a cyber attack or other kind of sabotage. At the moment, most people are pointing towards some sort of system dynamics where an initial error was amplified throughout the power system, and it had to be shut down before it caused yet further damage.
And nuclear power plants automatically stopped working. Airports obviously still shut down. In terms of the causes, we know it wasn't a weather event. Still question marks over any sort of cyber issue. But in terms of the time it's going to take to restore these, why is it taking so long? Because this happened just after lunchtime, right? Local time.
Of course, there's a couple things that cause this to take some time. The system is complicated and has a lot of moving parts, figuratively and literally. And those parts often have to be restarted on their own. And like a generator, a natural gas plant or a diesel power plant has to be restarted, connected to new loads. And then as you do that in isolated cases, that whole thing needs to be brought together in harmony, not unlike getting a symphony in tune before a performance can begin. It just takes time.
So what is your advice to those impacted by this?
For those people who are critically impacted, of course, critical services come online earlier. So hopefully we'll see some those critical services being available to people in increasing amounts. And then over time, learning to be resilient to these kind of threats is not just a challenge for individuals, but for all of society.